Hi, everyone.
Hey there,
It's Alicia Davis
and Stacy Watson.
from Transformative Leadership Strategies.
We are.
And Stace, we're taking a break from our Leadership Excellence in Action series today because we got super inspired by a client this week, didn't we?
It's so true. We had the great opportunity to sit with an HR director and just have an amazing conversation about sort of what employee engagement really means in an organization.
And it was a little unexpected, wasn't it?
It was, although it felt pretty intuitive as we had the conversation. But I loved when we sat down to visit with her and we were bringing up the topic of employee engagement, which was the point of our meeting. She basically said, we don't have an employee engagement problem. We have a...
Manager problem.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really interesting. She had been to a workshop where the speaker had given a lot of information from sources like Forbes and, other research institutions, where there was so much information around how, people are attached to companies, but mostly they're attached to the people they work for in the company, right?
That's right. And we
And
know
we
that
know
there's
this to be true.
so much research around that, right?
That's right. So as we started thinking about, ostensibly we had been asked to help create an employee engagement program with HR in this organization. And as we had the conversation, we continued to talk about that. And it really became a question of how can we engage the manager level of the organization in a new and different way. And the
Mm-hmm.
idea being that as they get more excited and attached to the organization, then of course that trickles to everyone on their teams. So it's not an either or, but it's an important and, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Well, and I think what was great for us was that it was this really fabulous aha. It seemed like for her in some ways, and we know that there's so many different angles that you can approach it, and this is the most effective one, right?
That's
Because
right.
when you affect a manager, that manager's leading a team of 5 or 10 or 100 or however many, right? And so that ripple effect is so powerful. And it's all
Yes.
about, right? And it's all about trust, right? It's all about communication, which was, what kind of where we were wrapping up with our leadership model. So, and, we can do a deeper dive on that because, the key things around communication, what's really interesting is that it's really starts with listening.
Yes,
Right. We'll
it
do a whole
totally
thing
does.
on that, but that's what we were talking about with her was just, how do we even get these folks that are, and this is a common challenge, right? That when you've got those folks that have been doing the direct, um, whether it's, caring for other people or on the factory floor or whatever, right? They're used to solving problems. They're used to getting in there and doing things. And then they get promoted and now they want to solve the problems that their people are coming to them with, and they might not be listening as much as they could be, and they might not be empowering their folks on their team as much as they might want to be, just because that's not anything that they ever really learned to do because they were the ones that had to solve the problems.
That's exactly right. So supporting new and emerging leaders is something that you and I love to do. And it's so important. And I think often, not intentionally, but I think often that group sort of does get overlooked in organizations. It's sort of like, congratulations, you're really good at doing what you do. And we want to give you this new added responsibility. And hopefully you get, additional reimbursement and maybe some different benefits or what have you, but it can be challenging to be that new and emerging leader in that role if you don't have some of these other skills sort of around you to help
That's right.
support you be
And then
successful.
that's right. And then if that person isn't feeling supported, and then they're not as effective, and then it kind of becomes that downward spiral, and then there goes the employee engagement.
That's exactly right. So it was to have inspiring conversations with people all the time in what we do. And that one just really, I think, touched both of us in a really deep way. It was an affirmation of the kind of work that we do. And it was exciting to be with a client organization that was so focused on really addressing their new and emerging leaders in their management staff in such a positive and proactive way. So it's going to be
Absolutely.
exciting work.
I know it's going to be super excited about it. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep. Talk to you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.